Hello everyone, TJAT here, and I'm making the next Pokemon video. Last time, I created the base starters for my Brazilian Pokemon region, and there are some things I want to address before I get started today. First of all, I needed to change Fierhee's name, because it's a horrible name. I changed it to Fierhee, which is close to the original, but it's much better than the original. Second, I thought of the region's name, and it's the Someran region, which is South America squished together. So, the Someran region is my Pokemon region based off this main part of Brazil, with the RO, MT and PA, Acarondonia, Mato Grosso, and Paragraph. I feel like the shape of the region should just be those three places, along with, like, another thing attached above it so it's properly sized up. That's the region itself. Now let's talk about the Pokemon in the region. I'm not gonna show the starters' evolutions just yet, mostly because they're nowhere near done to begin with, but luckily I already have the bug types prepared for this video. I found this cute little critter here, the Fusquinha, who I absolutely love, so I made a Pokemon of it. It's kinda in yellowish lime green, like the yellow on the Brazilian flag, so I made this little guy based off of that.
Bandeittle, the beetle Pokemon, is bug type. Its name is a combination of flag, in Portuguese, and beetle. Bandeittle's main food source are flags, so be sure not to leave any out if you don't want them to be eaten.
As you can see, Bandeittle's colors resemble both the Fusquinha's lime color and the Brazilian flag. In this case, it's actually the Someran region's flag, and it was based off of this Pokemon itself. Instead of being a leaf beetle like the Fusquinha I based it on, it's a flag beetle, which is why it eats them. At level 15, it evolves into Sportillha.
Sportillha, the flag beetle Pokemon, is flying bug type. Its name is a combination of sport, because of sports, and it's sporting the Someran flag, and it's partly based on the Ilias Galbula and Fusquinha. This Pokemon's typing makes it super effective against grass types.
Sportillha is the evolution of Bandeittle, and it looks like a soccer ball. Its wings are Someran flags, and it looks like a soccer ball. Why is it lime? Well, because of Fusquinha again, but also the Ilias Galbula bug, which also looks like a soccer ball. And that makes is part ladybug, which can fly, and flags fly in the air, so that adds the flying type to it, so this evolution works really well. Soccer is a big sport in Brazil, and the World Cup just happened, so I think this Pokemon would fit well in this region. That's it for the critters, so now I will talk about the water type Pokemon. In fact, I can see one right now. And it's a squid salmon sea cucumber pickle.
Salmari, the amalgamation Pokemon, is watergrass type. Its name is a combination of pickle in Portuguese, which is salmoura, salmon, and mar, which is sea in Portuguese as well, and finally, calamari. This Pokemon is a sea cucumber, which has been turned into a pickle, because that's the vegetable that typically is turned into pickles, and a salmon that looks similar to a squid, which is why it is part calamari. It does not evolve into any other Pokemon.
It's a pickle-shaped salmon with calamari rings around it. How cute! Due to it being a pickle, its face is rounded and not pointy like a regular salmon. It makes friends with Pyakumuku because they're similar species. The calamari rings connect around it, and these in front connect to a squid-like headpiece, further adding to this idea. Like Armarcean, it has Mar in its name, for both being water-type sea Pokemon, and I really like them both. Now this next Pokemon might be a little weird for a water type, but here is Glowball.
Glowball, the orb Pokemon, is water-ice type. Its name is a combination of globe or global, glow, and ball. It's a ball of ice with water inside of it, but this doesn't mean it's fragile.
This little guy is banned at snowball fights, because it's a ball of ice that's really tough and hard to crack. This Pokemon isn't really based on anything in South America or anything, and it's another standalone.
Beanbob, the pig Pokémon, is water grass type. Its name is a combination of bean, bod, and bob. This Pokémon can craft amazing dishes with its trainer, especially food consisting of apples, this Pokémon's favorite food.
Here is Beanbob, a chef pig Pokémon with a leaf on its head, and bean-shaped accents. It's a Pokémon based on the infamous Brazilian dish named feijoada. Feijoada is a black bean stew that is brewed with a variety of salted and smoked pork and beef products from carne seca to smoked pork spare ribs. The more traditional feijoada also includes cheaper cuts such as pig's ears, feet and tails, and beef tongue. So that's why it's a chef. Instead of being the food, it makes the food. Minus the pork, of course, but then why does it have Bob on its name, and why does it have a leaf on its head? Well, do you know about apple bobbing? The game is played by filling a tub or a large basin with water and putting apples in the water, and trying to grab them with your teeth, so that incorporates the water element of the Pokémon and the leaf on its head. And have you seen images of pigs with apples in their mouths? Usually to cook them, this is called roast suckling pig, and looks similar to apple bobbing, catching an apple in your mouth. And to make it full circle, both of these traditions are popular in Europe, and Europe has some connections to South America in one way or another. Boom! 360. There we are. Bandeittle, Sportillha, Salmari, Glowball, and Beanbob. I hope you've enjoyed this Pokemon Someran episode. I will, of course, create more episodes soon. Thank you, considers subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.